Hey guys, hello everyone. So welcome to this video. This video is all about your open elective subject. So open elective course mainly matters from different department to department. So one elective what we have is project management. So in this video, we'll try to cover some of the very important topics of module 1 to 5. So let's start. First is define project and explain the characteristics of project. So all these questions are mainly taken from the question bank itself, which is uploaded in the VTU only, and some of the internal question papers also, which seems to be very much important, and they have high chances to appear in the external exams also. Okay, so let's start. Define project and explain the characteristics of a project. So what is a project? So project is nothing but you can say a temporary endeavor which is undertaken to create a unique product, service, or a result. Okay, and mainly different. It differs from operational work, which is ongoing and repetitive. So let's see the characteristics of the project. So first we have is a temporary and unique. Okay, so temporary and unique, what does it mean? Temporary unique is like whatever operations which are going, like some are repetitive, projects are always temporary and they have a defined start and end. Okay, so each project we are assuming it to be very much unique, guys, and this uniqueness can be achieved in terms of deliverables, team composition, as well as the whatever approach you have taken. Next is nothing but predictable stages. What is predictable stage? Predictable stage in the sense like you have already studied in your software engineering also. Like before starting off any of the software processes, what we have first is communication, planning, modeling, then deployment, and all those processes are there. Same as that of predictable stage. That is first we have a initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling. Okay, next we have is hard and soft skills. So what is hard and soft skills, guys? Hard skills is nothing but the technical knowledge itself, and risk management, budgeting, and all comes under the hard skills, whereas your soft skills generally considers about the leadership, communication, negotiation, conflict, and the team building what you do. Okay, next we have is responsibility and authority. Responsibility and authority in the sense like sometimes project managers often have significant, you can say, responsibility for project outcomes, but may not have direct authority over all the resources. Okay, so what they have to do is they need to influence and motivate others, often relying on negotiation and collaboration to get things done. So next we have is explain the types of projects in project management. What are the types of project? First is classifying by industry. So classifying by industry, what happens is classifying by industry mainly deals about the construction projects. You can say the construction project in the sense like building all the infrastructures, roads, bridges. Also you can see have written IT. What you can come under IT? IT is something about information technology. All the software, hardware, and the IoT projects, you can say everything will come under here. Then we have healthcare projects. Healthcare projects is nothing but which is the projects which have a strict requirements and have high standard quality functions. Okay, which is mainly concerned about human health and all. Next we have is marketing projects. Marketing in the sense like it aims to promote the products and services as well as brands. Next is R&D. What is R&D? R&D is nothing but research and development projects. Research and development projects mainly focus upon the, you can say, innovation and creation of new products, technology, and as well as processes. So next question we have is explain the key roles in project management. So what are the key roles? Let's see. First we have is the project role. Project role is nothing but it mainly involves executive, management, as well as associate functions essential for successful project initiation, planning, as well as execution. Okay, so let's see first. First we have is the project executive level roles. So what is this all about? Project executive level roles, it's like include the steering team, sponsors, senior customer representative, and the chief projects officer and PMO. These roles focus on project selection, prioritization, resource allocation, and ensuring alignment with the organization goals. So what happens in the project executive level mainly consists of the steering team, sponsors, as well as the senior customer representative, who does nothing but they mainly focus upon the project selection, prioritization, ensuring alignment with the organizational tasks. Okay, next we have is project management level roles. What are project management level roles? What happens is primarily they include about the project manager itself, who leads the team. I guess it's visible, yeah. who will lead the team and oversees the project execution. Okay, functional, you can say functional managers determine how the project's work is done and allocate the resources. Facilitators assist in complex controversial projects. So project management level roles mainly consist of, first we have is the project manager. Along with that we have is the functional manager as well as a facilitator, who will do nothing but they will determine how the project work is to be done and also how the resources will be allocated to each and every project. Next we have is a scrum master. In scrum master, what happens is, in agile process this role resembles a project manager but focuses on collaborative leadership. Okay, collaborative leadership, let's see. Then next we have is the project associate level roles. Project associate level roles does nothing but they consist of the core team members directly involved in the project management and the subject matter experts who are brought in as specified by the specified expertise. So what happens is, generally consists of all the core members as well as the subject matter experts who are too much experienced in this particular expertise. So those people come under this picture. Next we have is the explain the benefits of project selection as well as prioritization. So next, first we have is the alignment with the strategic goals. So alignment in the strategic goals, mainly what is it all about? So it ensures that you can see the projects undertaken by the organization are directly aligned with its long-term strategic objectives. Okay, that means it should have some long-term strategic objectives. That's why it should align with the strategic goals. Next we have is the efficient resource allocation. What is efficient resource allocation? It mainly, what it will do is, it will help you to optimize the use of limited resources such as time, budget, personnel as well as technology. Next is we have is improved decision making. In improved decision making, what happens? It provides a structured framework for making informed decision about what projects to undertake, like which one will be better, which one is not better. Next is risk management. Risk management in the sense, like risk management mainly allows for the identification and prioritization of projects that carry manageable levels of risk. There are certain projects which have risk also. That's why risk management is sometimes very much essential to be taken care of. Next we have is an enhanced organizational focus. What is enhanced organizational focus? It will help the organization maintain its focus as one of the most important initiatives. Okay, so what it will do is, this focused approach mainly, you can say, it increases the likelihood of successful project of completion and reduces the chance of project failure due to lack of attention as well as resources. Next we have a stakeholder satisfaction. Yes, because it increases the likelihood of meeting and exceeding the expectations of stakeholders. Next we have is a maximized return on investment, ROI. So what is this? So basically it ensures that the projects chosen provide the highest possible return on the investment. It should have some investment also. Okay, next is increased agility. Increased agility in the sense enables the organization to be more responsive to the changes in the market as well as business objectives. Next question we have is the explain the project prioritization methods. So first we have is the weighted scoring model. The weighted scoring model is nothing but, you can see, it mainly assigns scores based on a particular weight item. Okay, next we have is the cost benefit analysis. The cost benefit analysis, mainly what it will do is, it will compare the expected cost and benefits. Next we have is the impact effort matrix. Impact effort matrix, what it will do, it will rank the projects by impact effort, but like how much impact it has. Then next we have is the Kano model, the Moscow method. The Moscow method, what it will do is, it will categorize into must have, should have, could have and won't have. That means what a project should have all the necessary criteria. Okay, like these are the must things we should keep. This mandatorily it should have. This can have, this could not have also. And what is necessary, what is not necessary. Next we have is the Kano model. What is Kano model? Kano model, mainly it will prioritize the entire project based on customer satisfaction factors. Okay. Next is strategic alignment. Strategic alignment will evaluate based on the alignment with the strategic goals. Next is risk analysis. Risk analysis is nothing but it assess and prioritize based upon the risk reward. That means based upon the risk and the priority of the project, it will mainly lead to the risk analysis. Next is value versus complexity matrix. That is nothing but rank by value provided versus complexity. That means how you are ranking your project and what is the complexity of your project. This will all come under this method. Next we have is explain the steps of strategic planning process. So what is this, guys? First we have is a define vision and the mission. So what is the purpose of vision and mission? Vision and mission mainly establishes the foundational purpose and the direction of the organization. Okay, like you can say a proper forward looking statement that defines what the organization aspires to become in the future. It provides the inspiration and sets the long-term direction. Next we have is the conduct situation analysis. What is conduct situation analysis? It mainly understands the internal as well as the external environment in which the organization will operate. Okay. Next we have is the set goals and objectives. Set goals and objective in the sense very much self-explanatory. It defines the specific measurable outcomes that the organization aims to achieve. Next we have is the develop strategies. Develop strategies mainly formulate the high level approaches to achieve the defined goals as well as objective. Like you can say the steps mainly identify the most effective ways of leveraging the strength, you're mitigating your weakness, then you're exploiting the opportunities and defend against the threats. Okay, strategies should be flexible enough to adapt the changes to the environment. Next we have is the create action plans. What is create action plans? Mainly it outlines the specific activities, timelines and responsibilities required to implement the strategy. Then we have is the allocate resources. Allocate resources, again the same thing, ensure that the necessary resources are available to carry out the action plans and you're not wasting any of the resources also. Okay, next is implement strategies. What are implement strategies? Implement strategies in the sense put the strategic plan into action by executing the action plan. Fine. Then monitor and evaluate. Same thing, what it is like, it will help you to track the progress, measure the outcomes and make the adjustments as well as required and how much it is necessary. Okay, next we have is what is next? Explain the same, adjust and revise. You can mainly adjust the project as per our requirements and keep on revising like what all updates can be done. Next is the explain the internal as well as external strategic analysis process. First we have is the internal strategic analysis. What is the internal strategic analysis now? Your internal analysis mainly focuses on the factors within the organization that can influence its success. Okay, so what factors will influence the success? It is mainly based on evaluating the organization's strengths, weakness, resources, capabilities as well as structure. First we have is the assess strength and weakness. What it will do, it will identify the internal factors that give organization a competitive strength and those that may hinder its performance. Okay, so mainly it will help you to identify the strength and the weaknesses. Then next we have is the conduct resource analysis. Its main purpose is to understand the organization's resources and how they contribute to the you can say how it can contribute to the capabilities and the overall strategy. Okay, next we have is the evaluate core performance. Evaluate core performance mainly identify the unique capabilities that provide the organization a competitive advantage. Okay, now review of organizational structure. Review organizational structure, what it will do, it mainly assess how the organizational structure supports or hinders the strategic objectives. Fine. So what it will do is review structure mainly, you can say review structure mainly helps to identify whether it aligns with the specific goals or it changes the need, and it also helps to improve the efficiency as well as effectiveness. Next we have is the external analysis. What is external analysis? First is conduct the market research. What is conduct market research? First is what we have to do, we have to gather the data on the market to understand the customer needs, preferences as well as their behaviors. Next we have is the perform PESTL analysis. What is PESTL analysis? Now it will mainly analyze the broader the environmental factors that can impact on my organization. So what is the full form of this PESTL? P stands for political, economic, social, technological and environmental, legal. So coming back to political nothing but the government policies, regulations as well as political stability. Next we have is EE is nothing but economic conditions mainly include all the exchange rates and the economic growth. Next we have is social does nothing but the social trends you can say and the cultural factors. Next is technology is nothing but the what are the advancements and the innovations what you are doing. Next we have is the environmental mainly handles all the regulations as well as sustainability issues. Next we have is a legal, that is nothing but the legal frameworks which includes laws and regulations that affect the organization. Next is nothing but the conduct competitor analysis. What is competitor analysis? It mainly understand the competitive landscape and identify the organization's position with respect to its competitors. How will the organization stand in front of their competitors? Okay. Next we have is the analyzing the industry trends. Industry trends is nothing but it will help you to identify the key trends and the changes in the industry that could impact the organization strategy. Next question we have is the explain the types of strategy objective process. First we have is the financial objective. Yes, financial objectives mainly focus on improving the financial, you can say, performance and the stability of the organization. Next is customer objectives. Customer objectives, what it will do is customer objectives focus on improving customer satisfaction, loyalty as well as market share. Okay. Next objective, what it will do is next we have is the operational objectives. Operational objectives, what it will do is it will help you to improve the efficiency as well as the effectiveness of the organization's internal process. Okay. Next is innovation objectives. What is innovation objectives? Innovation objectives mainly focus upon, you can say, fostering creativity as well as developing a new product, services or a process. Next we have is the employee objectives. What are employee objectives? Mainly focus on enhancing the employee satisfaction, engagement as well as development. Next we have a social as well as environmental objectives. What it will do, it mainly focus on the organization impact upon the society as well as environment, often aligned with the you can say the corporate social responsibility initiatives. Okay. Next we have is explain the benefit measurement methods in selecting the projects. So first we have is the NPV. It is a net present value. Net present value mainly calculates the difference between the present value of cash inflows and outflows. Okay. Next we have is the internal rate of return, IRR. It mainly determines the discount rate at which the net present value of cash flows equal to 0. Next is return on investment. ROI measures the gain or loss generated related to the investment cost. Next we have is the payback period. Payback period mainly assess the time required to recover the initial investment from the project cash flows. Next we have is BCR. That's nothing but the benefit cost ratio. I guess it's visible, guys. Yeah. Compares the benefits of a project to its cost with its ratio greater than 1, indicating the benefits overweight cost. So guys, this question was all about the various types of, you can say, the benefit measurement methods. We have just some definitions are there which you have to by heart it. Okay. So next we have is project scope, module 2, define project scope as well as explain the checklist for a project. So let's see what is there. First is what is a project scope? The project scope is a detailed description of project deliverables, objectives, boundaries as well as constraints. So let's understand this in detail. It mainly outlines what the project will accomplish, the tasks involved and the parameters within which the project must complete. Okay. A well-defined project scope mainly ensures that all the, you can say, stakeholders have a clear understanding of what is expected and helps to prevent scope creep. That is nothing but the uncontrolled changes or growth in a project scope. So let's see the checklist. First we have is the objectives as well as goals. What are the objectives and goals? You can see it mainly defines the purpose of the project, why I'm doing the project, what the project aims to achieve. Make sure that it has alignment as with the organizational goals. Next we have the deliverables milestone. Deliverable milestone mainly identify the specific outputs that the project will deliver, and also it break down the deliverables into smaller manageable components. Next we have is requirements and specification. Requirements and specification mainly what it will do is it will ensure that all the stakeholders are captured. All the, you can see, the stakeholders needs are captured and translate into the clear specifications. Also make sure that the validate the requirements align with the project's objectives. Next we have is the constraints as well as limitation. Constraints and limitation mainly identify if any limitations that could impact the project, such as budget, time, resources as well as technology. Ensure that all the stakeholders are aware of these constraints. Next we have is assumptions. Assumptions like list any assumptions made during planning of the project. Also document and validate the assumptions with the stakeholders. Next we have is exclusion as well as boundaries. Exclusion is like define what is not included in the project to prevent any scope of creep, or ensure that the exclusions are clearly communicated with all the stakeholders. Next we have is define the work breakdown structure in project management. So what is a work breakdown structure? It's a hierarchical decomposition, you can say, of the total project scope into its smaller manageable components and tasks. Okay. So what will happen is it mainly break down the project into deliverables and work packages, making it easier to plan, execute as well as monitor the project. Now this WBS, what it will do is it ensures that all the aspects of the project are covered, providing a structured as well as a good vision of the entire project. Okay. So next is components of WBS. What are the components of WBS? First we have is the major deliverables. Major deliverables are nothing but the primary outcomes or the products of the project. So what it will do is it will mainly represent the top level of the WBS and correspond to the project's major objective. So let's look after the examples. Examples are like final reports, product release, or completed infrastructure. Next we have is the sub deliverables. Sub deliverables are nothing but they are smaller but more detailed components of the major deliverables. So what are the examples? Example nothing but the prototypes or the intermediate phase of construction. Next we have is the work package. Work package is nothing but the smallest unit of the WBS structure, and they are the detailed tasks and activities that are mainly assigned to the team members, and each work package has a clear scope, time frame and cost for scheduling as well as budgeting. Now, what is my purpose? Why should I do work WBS? First is provides a clear project scope. So WBS mainly helps in clearly defining and organizing the entire scope of the project. By breaking down the project into similar components, it ensures that nothing is missed out and all the work is needed to a project is clearly identified. Next we have is facilitate the resource allocation. What is facilitated resource allocation? As the name only says, by breaking down the project into manageable tasks, WBS what it will do is it will allocate resources more effectively. So each work package can be assigned specific resources having its own time and budget. Next we have is enhances time management as well as monitoring. What it will do is it will mainly enable the clear task assignments by breaking down the project into tasks that can be assigned to many individuals as well as teams. Now what will happen is now we can monitor the progress, how much work is done, how much work package is required, and how easier it is to identify the project and solve the various issues which is happening. Next is nothing but explain the integration of WBS with the organization. First is, you can say alignment. What is alignment? It ensures that the WBS elements are correspond to organizational rules and responsibility. That means that the WBS should be mapped to the organization structure so that each work package or task is aligned with the proper appropriate team. Next we have is resource allocation. Same thing, only as the WBS is developed, each work package should be assessed for the resources required, such as budget or something. Now these resources are mainly allocated based upon the capacity as well as the expertise of the department who is handling the project. Okay. Next is nothing but the task management. Task management mainly involves assigning the specific responsibilities to be done, to be taken care of, and like guiding a particular team or an individual within a particular organization. Okay. Next we have is again coordination, facilitate communication and coordination and collaboration among the various departments. Next we have is explain the coding of the WBS structure. So what is coding the WBS? Coding the WBS mainly involves the assigning a unique identification code, okay, to each element within the work breakdown structure. So within the work breakdown structure only, you are assigning some of the many identification key to a particular WBS. So this coding system, what it will do is it will provide a systematic way to track, manage as well as report the various you can say various components of the project. Next, we have seen the definition provides a systematic way to track, manage as well as various components of the project. Now next, benefits. Benefits in the sense you can see, first is the enhances the task tracking as well as reporting. What it will do is it will mainly enhance the task tracking. How? That means unique codes allow for, you can say, the more precise tracking of progress and status, and each for each task or deliverable within the WBS. Okay. Next we have is the simplifies the data management. What is simplifies data management, guys? That means the whatever code, shortcut code you are giving, or sorry, not shortcut code, the unique code which you are giving, it mainly provides a structured way to manage the project data, and this also helps to organize and sort the information efficiently by reducing the complexity as well as the data entry retrieval. Next we have is the facilitate integration with the system. This is nothing but whatever the codes whatever the codes which are given, it should enable seamless integration with the WBS with various project management as well as information systems. Okay, next we have is a structure. Structure is nothing but it should follow a hierarchical structure such that each level in a hierarchy is assigned to a particular, you can say, unique code that indicates its position and its relationship with the other elements in the hierarchy. Next we have is scheduling. Scheduling is nothing but, as the name only says, it's nothing but the process of planning and arranging the project task and milestones over time. So it mainly involves creating a detailed, you can say, a timeline that outlines when each task should be when it should be finished, mainly help in organizing and coordinating the project, and also to ensure a successful completion as well. Now, what is the purpose? Why should I do a project scheduling? First is establish a timeline for the project activities. So what will be my benefit with this? It mainly ensures that everyone involved are aware with the key dates as well as the deadlines. You should be aware of what is the deadline of the project, what are the dates of submission of the project, facilitating the coordinated efforts as well as the timely execution. Next we have is the managing resource allocation. Same thing guys, efficient resource management prevents over reallocation, ensuring that the resources are used optimally as well as available whenever you are required. Okay, whenever you are needing the resources, then it should be provided, and make sure it is optimized. Next is ensures timely completion. Ensure timely completion. This is timely completion is very much crucial when it comes for meeting project goals and client expectations, and also provide potential cost overheads as well as disruptions. Next we have is ensures facilitates progress tracking and adjustment. So what is this? You can say like I should say regular monitoring of progress enables timely adjustments to address the delays, reallocate resources, or modify timelines as needed. Okay, so regular monitoring is very much required to keep a track upon what is the status of the project now. Next we have is explain the steps to develop a project schedule. First is define the activities. Yes, obviously, because identify all the tasks and deliverables. What you have to do is you can make use of the WBS structure. Now this WBS structure, what it will do is it will list all the necessary activities and ensure each task is clearly defined, and it includes the expected deliverables. Next is, you can say, the sequence activities does nothing but it will create a flowchart or a diagram to visualize the sequence of tasks. Okay, like which tasks are dependent upon others, or if any task is independent or is not dependent on any other thing. Next is estimated duration. Estimated duration is mainly predicts the amount of time to you can say complete a particular task, and also it has many factors like complexity, resource allocation, as well as task dependencies. Next we have is developing the schedule. Developing schedule, mainly what it will do is it's mainly based upon the sequence as well as the estimated duration of the project. It also you can say it includes the start and end date for each task, milestones, as well as deadlines. Next we have is the project monitor and adjust. Monitor and adjust, what it will do is it mainly track the process of the project against the established schedule and make adjustments as per our requirements. Okay, next we have is to explain the uncertainty in project schedule. What are the uncertainty happens? First we have is risk. Yes, risk is the main thing. Risk are the potential, you can say, the events which mainly gives a negative impact on the project. This can be a technical challenge, it can be a regulatory challenge, or it can be a market fluctuation. Next we have is the unforeseen events. The unforeseen events, what we'll do is, unforeseen events mainly they are not anticipated during the planning phase. Like you can say natural disasters, pandemics, sudden changes in the key project stakeholders. Next we have is resource constraints. See, resource constraint, what it will do is resource constraint may refers to the limitation of the shortage of resources if it happens. Okay. Next is external factors. External factors in the sense like economic downturns are there, some government policies has been implemented, then there will be a shift in the market demand. This is all about sources. Next we have is impact. What is impact? Impact first may come to delays. What is delay? Delay is nothing but the late submission or you are not meeting any particular deadline, leading to a you can say the entire, it can affect the project timeline also. Then we have something as cost overruns. Cost overruns is nothing but the unforeseen issues in the delay that can add to additional cost, as well as additional costs such as like you can say overtime as well as rework you are doing. Then there will be a cost overruns. Then altered project outcomes. Altered project outcome in the sense like uncertainty may lead to changes in the project scope, deliverables. The final outcome may differ from the, you can say, the original one, affecting a stakeholder satisfaction and a project objective. That means you are getting the result, but it is not satisfying the proper demand. Next we have is the management. Management involves the implementation of risk management. It's nothing but identify the risk, prioritize the risk, and develop strategies to mitigate their impact. Next we have is contingency planning. Contingency planning is nothing but develop contingency plans to address potential issues that could affect the schedule. Next is nothing but Gantt chart. What is Gantt chart? With a sketch chart and its issues. So guys, diagrams and all, no need to worry. This video will only have all the theoretical explanation. Diagrams and everything, including textbook also, I'll upload in the Google Drive link. You can go and check. And diagrams, I'll mention which module, what diagram is important. So no need to worry. Let's focus now. We have is, and what is Gantt chart? What is Gantt chart? Gantt chart is nothing but you can say a visual tool which will help me to display the project task against a particular timeline. So what we have is, it will have a clear graphical representation of tasks, their durations and the relationships, making it much more easier to manage and track the project progress. Okay, what are the components now? Components first is tasks and milestones. What are tasks and milestones now? Tasks and milestone mainly represents the individual activities or the work packages that has to be completed. Now, what are milestones? Milestones is nothing but you can say key points or the significant events in the project timeline that mark the major completion of the project. Next we have the start and end date. Start and end date, same thing, indicate when the project has started, when the project has ended. Next we have is the dependencies. Dependencies is nothing but a relationship between the tasks that dictate the order in which the, you can say, the task has to be completed, and also what is this is all about dependencies and how it has to be completed, like one ends and how a next part has to be started. Okay, next we have is uses. Why we use a Gantt chart? First is tracking the progress. Yes, obviously it helps to identify the delays or any issues if there, enables timely corrective actions. Next we have is scheduling tasks. Scheduling tasks is the same thing. It helps in planning and scheduling the projects by displaying their current status, like when is the start date, when is the stop, when is the end date. Next is managing resources. Managing resources mainly help to assist resource planning, and they are rewarded for a particular task. Then visualizing the project timelines. Visualizing project timelines is nothing but it mainly offers a graphical view of the project timeline, including the task duration as well as milestones. So it's all about a graphical representation, like mainly you can say a clear view of how the project is going on, how it is started, how it is going to end, what is happening now, what is the current status, anything you can say anything is happening, what is there going on. Let's focus on that. Okay, that is all about a Gantt chart. So next we have is module 3. So module 3, you can see first we have is explain the abilities needed for resourcing the project. So what are the abilities you need? First is nothing but skill assessment. Yes, for doing anything you need skills, or else you can't do anything. So skill assessment, what it is, skill assessment is mainly helps you to evaluate some technical as well as managerial skills required for the project, as well as I can say like understanding the project's need mainly help you to develop what particular skill I need to do that particular project. Then next is resource allocation. Resource allocation is, this is process of nothing but assigning the right resources such as tools and budget. Like effective allocation mainly ensures that the resources are efficiently used and project goals are met successfully. Next is team building. Team building is nothing but you are making a proper managing as well as a cohesive team is very much crucial, which will help you to foster collaboration not only but also everyone will work together to achieve their goal. Okay, it's not like only one member in a team will keep on working and others will sit. It's all about proper teamwork. Next we have is the communication. Communication is like ensuring effective means of communication is also much more vital when it comes to project. It mainly helps you to understand the project needs when you communicate with the other people, and also it will help you to avoid subtle misunderstandings as well. So this is about communication. Moving forward, conflict resolution. What is conflict resolution? Is nothing but this mainly involves mediating disputes and finding solutions that satisfy all the parties which are involved. Okay, like addressing and resolving conflicts is nothing but to maintain a positive working environment and keep the project on track. Next we have is the explain the various team compositions ensured in the project. What is this, guys? Let's see. So first we have is the diverse skill sets. Yes, various kind of skill sets are required to do a project. Okay, like balancing diverse skill sets involves ensuring that the team is having a right blend of the technical, managerial as well as the creative abilities to meet the project. Next we have is team dynamics. Team dynamics is nothing but managing the you can say interpersonal relationships and conflicts is crucial for team cohesion. Also it's like understanding the personalities and also communication styles as well as the potential conflicts which may arise when you're working in a team. Next is role clarity. Role clarity is like clearly define what is your roles and responsibility in your project, which will help you to prevent the confusion. Now each team member should understand what are the specific tasks and what will they contribute in the project. Next is role clarity. Role clarity is nothing, it's already done. Next is resource availability. Resource availability is nothing but ensure that all the team members are available when needed, whenever they are needed. Okay, so this involves managing the schedules, dealing as well as potential absenteeism and coordinating availability across different time zones if necessary. So make sure that whenever the teams and the team members are needed, they should come in one single call. Next is motivation. Motivation is nothing but keep the team motivated as much as possible. This can be achieved by creating a positive work environment and also ensuring that the team members see the value and purpose of their work. Okay, because unless and until they are not motivated, you can't do any work. Next we have is explain cost planning as well as cost estimating and project management. So what is cost planning? Cost planning, let's see the objective. It mainly clears the financial goals and the objectives of the project. This mainly involves understanding what the project aims to and setting a financial financial targets accordingly. Next we have is resource identification. Resource identification, what it will do is it will identify all the resources like whatever labor is required, whatever time budget is needed, and estimate the associated cost. This helps in understanding the full scope of financial requirement. Next is budget. Yes, create a detailed budget that includes all the project phases and activities. Okay, like this budget should cover all the entire aspects of the project starting from the initiation and ending, everything it should cover. Next is cost baseline. Cost baseline is nothing but establish a cost baseline which mainly serves as a reference point for measuring and controlling the project performance. This baseline, what will do is it will help to track the budget adherence and manage the managed variances. Next is cost estimating. Cost estimating, first we have is the historical data. Mainly what it will do is it will use data from the similar past projects to predict the cost. This mainly involves analyzing the previous project budgets and expenditures to have an idea what the future project will cost. Next is expert judgment. Yes, consult with experts who can provide insights and estimate based upon the experience and knowledge of the similar project. So you can go and ask them. Next we have is analogous estimating. Analogous estimating is nothing but compare the current project with the similar past project and try to find out what is the difference. Okay, now this method mainly leverages the where the difference should lie between my previous project and the new project. Next we have is parametric estimating. Parametric estimating mainly use statistical relationships between the project variables to estimate the overall costs. So here also some mathematical formulas as well as algorithms are needed to estimate the cost and all, which is not required as such. Next is bottom-up estimating. Bottom-up estimating mainly helps to break down the project into the smaller components, and you can say you are summing up these estimates. Like if you sum up all these estimates, you will get the overall comprehensive budget of the entire project. So next we have is explain the cost budgeting and cost control in project management. So first is cost budgeting. So under cost budgeting, first we have is the cost allocation. Okay, so what is cost allocation? Cost allocation is nothing but it involves assigning specific cost to a different project. Then project activities and deliverables. This will mainly help you to ensure that the expenses are tracked accurately and attributed to the appropriate parts of the project. Next we have is cost breakdown structure. That is nothing but a CBS. What it will do is develop a CBS to organize and categorize the project cost. This hierarchical structure will help in tracking and managing expenses more effectively. Okay, So it follows a hierarchical structure. Next we have is funding requirements. Funding requirements, what it will do, identify and determine the amount of funding needed and the timing for each project phase. This ensures that the specific resources are available whenever it is required. Next is baseline comparison. Baseline comparison mainly establishes a cost baseline to compare actual expenditures against the budget amounts, and this allows for tracking of cost performance and identification of variances. Next is nothing but cost control. Cost control is first we have is monitoring. Monitoring is nothing but regularly track and review the project's expenses to ensure that they mainly align with the budget. Okay, next is variance analysis. Variance analysis in the sense they compare the budgeted cost to actual cost to analyze discrepancies. This mainly helps in understanding why variances occur and the potential and what can be its potential impact on the project. Next we have is forecasting. What is forecasting? Forecasting mainly predicts the future cost based on the current performance and trends, and mainly this help in anticipating the potential budget issues and plan accordingly. Next is reporting. Reporting is nothing but it mainly provides regular and transparent cost reports to stakeholders. This keeps everyone informed about the project's financial status and mainly help in maintaining accountability. Next we have is explain risk management in project management. So what are the risk management planning? First we have is risk identification. So risk identification is nothing but recognizing the potential risk and the uncertainties that can affect a particular project. It mainly includes identifying both the external as well as internal risk that might impact the project you can say objective. Next is risk assessment. Risk assessment mainly evaluate each risk in terms of its impact on the projects and its likelihood of occurring. Okay, and risk mitigation. Risk mitigation mainly develops and implements strategies to minimize or to eliminate the impact of risk. This could mainly create contingency plans, adaptive measures, as well as transferring risk through insurance as well as contracts. Next we have is risk monitoring. Risk monitoring, what will do, risk monitoring mainly continuously track the risk throughout the project life cycle, and this mainly involves, you can say, the regular updating the risk management plan and making adjustments to address the new evolving issues. Next we have is explain qualitative as well as quantitative risk analysis in project management. So first we have is the risk identification, same thing, just determining the potential risk through expert judgment, brainstorming sessions as well as historical data. This mainly helps to identify the risk based upon the qualifying you can say qualitative factors and the past experiences. Next we have is the risk categorization. Risk categorization mainly can be further categorized into technical, organization or external. Categorizing mainly helps in organizing and managing risk more effectively as well as effectively to similar groups types together. Next is risk management. Risk management in the sense like typically involves subjective judgment to rate the severity and the probability of each risk to happen in a project. Next is prioritization. Prioritization mainly helps in focusing the resources and efforts on a most critical risk that could have the greatest impact on the project. Okay, and based upon the rank risk, you are just ranking them based upon their assessed performance. Next is quantitative risk analysis. First is data collection. Data collection is nothing but you are collecting the numerical data such as historical data or statistical data or expert estimates, and what it will do is it will help make you to do proper analysis. Next is probability distribution. Probability distribution is similar to maths, and what you are doing is you are applying statistical methods to estimate the probability of different risk events. Okay, and this involves using probability distributions to represent likelihood of various outcomes. Impact measurement. Impact measurement, what it will do is it will use quantitative models to measure the potential impact of risk on project objectives. This includes potential cost impact schedule analysis as well as other measurable efforts. Next we have is the impact measurement. Impact measurement in the sense you can say this mainly calculates all the potential cost, schedule delays and other measurable effects. Next is Monte Carlo simulation. Monte Carlo simulation mainly performs simulations for model risk scenarios, and they predict potential outcomes and their probabilities. Now this method uses what it will do is Monte Carlo will use random sampling and statistical modeling to forecast possible future states and the associated probabilities. Next we have is explain project quality management plan in detail. So what is project quality management plan? It mainly outlines the approach of ensuring that project deliverables meet the required quality standards. It has mainly three key components. First is quality planning. Quality planning first is mainly defining the standards, like the level of performance, reliability, and the compliance with industry standards or regulations. Okay, next we have is develop procedures. Develop procedures is like, first, they may include methodologies for design, development, as well as implementation. Next is quality metrics. Quality metrics, like in the sense, it will help in evaluating the quality of the deliverables throughout the project life cycle. Next is quality assurance. Quality assurance, first one is process evaluation. Process evaluation, what we'll do is, it mainly involves the checking that procedures are being followed and are effectively achieving the desired outcomes. Next we have is audits. So audit is like conduct a formal audit to verify the project complies with the quality requirements. Audit mainly, you can say, it will help me in identify the discrepancies or the areas of non-compliance and provide opportunities for corrective actions. Okay, next is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, what happens is, it mainly you can say implement the feedback loops and the mechanisms for ongoing quality management, and it will help nothing but collect feedback from the stakeholders, analyzing the performances as well as process the further deliverables. Next we have is the explain any 5 quality tools used to improve the quality of the project. So first we have is the inspection. First we have is the quality control. First we have is inspection. I missed this part. Inspection is nothing but you are performing some, you can say, I should say, you are examining the products or services to ensure that meets a specified criteria before they are finalized. Next is nothing but testing. Same thing, conduct tests to ensure that products or the services meet with the required specifications as well as performance criteria. Next we have is a defect management. Defect management mainly identifies the document and addresses any kind of defects which can cause a deviation from its quality standard. Now moving forward to the next question. Next question we have is explain any 5 quality tools used to improve the quality of the project. Now what are the 5 quality tools? First we have is the fishbone diagram. Again guys, all the diagrams I'll share in the Google Drive link itself, because since this was a printed notes what I have prepared from the question bank only. So no need to worry about the diagrams, it will be uploaded, you can just go and check. I will be giving a clear write-up explanation also, like which diagram is for what particular topic. Coming back to the important questions, these questions are only which I got from the question bank as well as from the other resources as well. So if you are thorough with all these questions, yes, you are in a good position to score the maximum marks. First we have the fishbone diagram. What is fishbone diagram? Fishbone diagram mainly identify the root causes of the quality issues. Now what are its usage? Basically it mainly visualizes the relationship between the potential cause and their effects. So by categorizing and organizing the causes, teams can identify the root cause of any of the problem and find the effective solution. So finding the root cause of any problem, make use of the fishbone diagram. Next we have is a Pareto chart. Pareto chart, what it will do is, it will highlight the most frequent problems and the defects which is arising, and the usage is basically Pareto charts is 80-20 rule. Okay, so 80-20 rule, what it says is this rule, what will do, it will help me to identify and prioritize the most significant issues by showing their frequency count. Okay, next we have is the control chart. Control chart mainly monitor processes over a performance of time, and usage, if I see, usage is nothing but by plotting the data points over the time and comparing them with the control limits, teams can identify the deviations from the normal, you can say from the normal form to its normal form to its some other form where it showed a proper deviation, like something which is not proper, like it deviated from the normal flow. Next we have is histogram. Histogram, again the same thing, shows the distribution of data points. A histogram mainly shows a frequency distribution of data, helping to analyze the variability and identify the patterns and anomalies. Next we have as flowchart. Flowchart nothing but map out processes and workflows. Flowchart mainly visualizes you can say the outputs and the decision points, and mainly help you analyze the data. Okay, and also identify the insufficiencies, you can say, and the potential points of the failure. Okay, so that's here we end module 3. So there will be a part 2 video where I'll be covering the module 4 and module 5, which will be uploaded in the so please stay tuned till the end. And this video we covered module 1, 2 and 3. Thank you guys. Let's go and watch the 4th and 5th module now.